Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another thrilling episode of this mess that is called Auto Construction. This is episode, I think, maybe 12 or 11? I don't know, I haven't been paying that much attention. But anyways, and we're here, of course, as we always are. Let me check on something, because I think things are going weird right now. I'm getting some awful screen tearing. It's not fun. Anyways. Our render distance is on 2.5K, so it should be fine. Anyways, I actually haven't selected this yet. So, today our three goals are to work on this area back here. Same as before, and we've talked about that. Work on... Let's see, we do have to work on the village, or the town somewhat. It's not a village. So... let's say scenery in here, and then full park. Most of the work is going to be focused in here, so we'll start with the scenery here. The other thing I would say would be to put up some bushes elsewhere, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. You know, do we have a stone wall somewhere, like a low stone wall, not even like a good-sized stone wall? Because I just had an idea. Stone wall. BG stone wall 7. No, that's not what I want. Cotswold stone wall. I'm honestly looking for something maybe a little bit British looking. So this is it, actually. That's not bad. Because that would be the thing that went around like this property and the neighboring two properties, and then it was subdivided when whatever house that was there was demolished. Oh, I do have to open the thing to get the comments, but I'm going to be doing that in, about an hour, so don't have to worry about that yet. Hopefully Attain will pick up a little bit. So anyways, we have giant, huge, enormous news coming out of Aran about Tane and SP2 and stuff like that. And I don't have it yet, obviously enough, but the deal is with SP2 they're implementing, or at least laying the groundwork for, actual honest to God multiplayer surveyor. So, A, I cannot describe how souped I am for that. B, it's going to add a whole different thing to root building competitions. C, I might even utilize it here, although I don't really know if I care enough to do that on Tolbrent, but I will definitely use it somewhere. Dean remarked, now the Iron Horseman railroad can get worked on even faster, and my thought was, since when does the Iron Horseman railroad need more work? There's more stuff that can be built, yeah, theoretically. But as far as routes that I've built go, it's fairly complete. Everything important is done. There's just some sections between towns that don't have proper scenery. So, I don't really know what to think about that on its own, but getting multiplayer surveyor is going to be an absolute boon, especially when you can, critique and subsequently work on together routes. You can critique a route and then go in and change, exactly what you think needs to be changed. I'm going to connect a bit of fence from here to here. The TVA points this out, and I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, but I'm not putting gates or openings in some places just for the sake of it, just for, doing, I have to do it the other way. I have to draw it from here to the fence. There. Just due to the fact that it's is it really worth it for me sometimes to bother with making the little fence gates? I mean, you guys know already that I love doing the little detail, but sometimes there's a limit. You know, sometimes I don't want to go that far with it. And that may seem kind of ridiculous to those of you who are watching me do this, but there's a practical limit on everything that I will do, and while some of the things that I've been working on may seem kind of, well, a bit much, I'm not going to do everything and anything. You know, one of the things so far is that I don't want to put any people. And that's not me hating people, even if I do. That's a level of depth that I'm not willing to go to. I don't want to start worrying about setting up little individual scenes with people. I do want, whatever I do build to have its own sort of backstory, I guess. Like what I said about this wall and whatever. But just in general, I like them to be stories and not scenes. I want the route to sort of exist as not a window into a specific moment, but a window to a span of time. So in that span of time, you'll see a lot of the things that, that we're making and dealing with and whatever, but you won't see, individual people necessarily. People are going to change and grow old and, move out and move in, whatever. And so, sometimes even individual cars and driveways a little bit much, but a car stays the same longer than a person will, even if that isn't that long, admittedly. People grow up and change fast, especially when you're dealing with kids. A lot of the fun scenes that you can build are with the animated kids. Because you can show them playing with ball or being on the beach. I think I am going to put people on the beach, but I'm not sure. I do have all those, they're called nude people, but they're in bathing suits. I have all those bathing suit people that Kevon got for building part of Douglas, where there's a beach, because it's on a lake. It's on a pretty good-sized lake. So I could utilize those, but part of it is I'm just not sure it's worth that detail. That's my rationale for it, in that you're looking into a window into a period of time and not a specific time, so you can see individual people doing individual actions. But there you go. I just don't feel like it's worth going into that detail. So we're gonna put some trees up here. These guys have a pretty measly front yard, but the idea is this was done on purpose just because they wanted to push the fence back near the house. There. And they've got a good-sized backyard and a garage anyways. So this is the first time I've given that sort of gap. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to split these guys right down the property line with some serious bush. I'll need to shave, dudes. Okay, where's my bush? Just kidding, this is my hedgerow spline. My bushes would be like the other thing. Oh, I did it the wrong way again. Okay. So let's start it right at the wall and build it to there. That way you can be in your driveway looking over, like, howdy neighbor. How diddly. And these guys, they want an opaque fence as well. But why don't we keep going over to the fence store? We've got all the fences we could need here. But like I said, they want an opaque fence. And there aren't too many of those, other than like a hedgerow. And this one, which we already used once. I also did put a cat, on one of the lawns, but they want an opaque fence for their backyard. Maybe like this. This could work, but this is like this guy's fence. just to separate from the neighbors. Although it looks like the other guy set it up. So I'm going to spin it around. Alright, so 2 people on this road have carports. One of them has a garage. And then there's pretty much nothing over here. Let's build a little dirt path. Where's our little path spline that I had before? Like, it's very narrow. Not this one. Something else. No, seriously, where did I have it? I know I did have it. I just don't remember where. It was like a walking path. The desire path. You know, I should build one of those down the hill here. Because that makes sense. Where did I put that path? Was it over here? 'Cause it was a fairly late construction. I know for sure I saw it. It was in a sort of Y shape. I'm going to stare at this until I find it, although that's not probably the smartest thing to do, all things considered. I know it was here a moment ago, and now it is no longer. Where's Grouchy in his swamp house? He doesn't have it. God damn it. I don't know where I put it. Let's just do this. Dirt path. That's a road. Path, dirt, okay, here it is. The other big thing is, with the route building thing, there was a mention very briefly of route streaming, which I'm not sure if that means we'd be getting third-party content just able to be put into routes because of that, but that would really be something. So what that really means is, instead of having to download everything yourself, you've got one person who's the host and is providing everything for the game. That's kind of a great leap for mankind, so to speak. It's a great leap for trains kind, that's for sure. You know, this should be the other way around. For sure. I do want to stretch it here. I want to put a nice big tree in the middle of that, you know, bit of pathway there. I'm sure you guys understand what I was doing. And we've got an autosave here. Autosaves every 15 minutes. I might have to turn that down a little bit. I think it's every 15. I thought I said it as every 30. We'd have union breaks every 30. But I mean, the idea of this dirt trail is it's been worn down enough that there isn't grass on it, but you know what? There's weeds growing on this one, so to hell with it. I forget the whole thing. Let's find a tree that we haven't used, so let's grab one from, like, over here. I used some interesting trees that I haven't used in a while for this area, like this one, which was a river birch. I think I have used that recently, but there was another one which took me by surprise. I think it might have been sourwood. But either way, we can stick a river birch here, right? It just needs to be able to fit. Yeah, it fits. It fits pretty damn well, actually. Shingle oak. Shingle oak? Oh. Tree sourwood. Sourwood 2. That's the closest thing to a conifer I've put down. A conifer? A conifer. The closest thing to a conifer I've put down, I think, so far. Just in this general area. Let's get the narrower line. I think it's U. Fill in these gaps between, like, the areas where the grass is not very trimmed and the areas where the grass is messy as dicks. And let it, let it not intrude too far into the lawn of the neighbor who presumably does cut their grass on the regular. There we go. I feel like I should put some smaller shrubs around the back here, actually. That's sort of what the little thing inside me is telling me. Red mangrove? No, I don't want that. What I want is, okay, so we're going to put a red oak in the back of this house. Just to give some tree coverage out there. It'll just be sort of in the middle there. Oh, these guys aren't separated at all, but I guess that's okay. But, we'll put some heavy-duty bushes in between them. Like, not those guys, but the other ones. I want something that's a decent size, like a medium size. Oh, you know what? I think I can find something like that. Right over here. And the other thing I want, not a broadleaf, although the broadleaf trees, at least the higher numbered ones, should be fairly small. Because they generally are. Bristlecone pine. Yeah, those are the really big, ugly ones. We haven't had a little stand of birch trees in a while. So this land should be fairly cleared. There should be really nothing in these backyards because they were cleared by whomever owned the property before. We have a... Oh man, that's a big one. It's like the one that was in my backyard as a kid. I don't want an aspen tree either. No, not an acacia tree, that's for sure as well. So, what are we left with? What were the other ones? The kind of chunky looking smaller maples that I haven't used in a little while. Oh, these guys. I put them out. Nope, those are broadleaf trees. Not those guys either. These, I think. Oh, eastern red cedar. No, this is not what I was thinking of, but I can definitely use them. I need to turn the ground a little bit greener here. Alright, turn that all the way down. Their backyard is kind of unnaturally green. Yeah, that didn't really work. Here, what I'll do is I'll just sort of... I'll put them in 2 rows and make it look intentional. And you know what else I'll do? Actually, this is for the effect. Wait, no. Park. Bench. No. Let me try this. What other kinds of benches do we have? Bench. Downtown bench. No. Medieval bench. Miscellaneous bench. No, no, no. I don't want a platform bench. I want a... You know what I want, actually? I don't want a bench at all. I want a picnic table. damn picnic area. No. Picnic area. Seaside picnic. No, I just want a table. Not a turntable. Portable? You know what? Sure. We're gonna stick a porta-john by the house construction. There we go, folks. The TARDIS is on the map. Stable. No. Sussex garden table. You know what? That's closer to what I want, actually. Umbrella table. You know what? That's passable. Okay, I was worried it was going to be huge for no reason. You know what I want? I want a swing set. Swing set. Nope. Swing. Swings. Porch swing. Porch swing? Oh, you know what? I have to put that on like a house. Seaford swing bridge. No, I just want swings. I kind of want a low string of bushes. Like the ones that we've used, but not anything really substantial. Like, not as thick and as big as the ones we've used. So one of these. But literally just one of these. And maybe I'll go through the other types of hedgerow and find, you know, whatever. What's going on with my phone? Why is it so hot? That seems like a problem. Okay. And I don't want it to go all the way back. I want at least a gap, like, you know, like here. Yeah. Remember what I was saying about not too much detail? And here I go doing this. You know, we want a little sapling in the backyard. We want like a little sapling, so... Yeah, you know what? Let's get one of these little broadleaf trees. Pop into the backyard. Dude, you have no idea what's coming to you. And then get some dirt texture around it. Let's just get our actual dirt texture, not that one. This one. Oh, I just used that for the other thing. Alright, so I'll move it over slightly. Like, they just planted that tree. Meanwhile, this guy's got his water tank. Like, this guy had this house on the side of on the property for a while now. And, let's see. He didn't want any trees, but we might even just leave that how it is. But I think I might just put some grass around it. Like, not the heavy grass, not that stuff, but the other texture, or the other grass blind we have. Nope, not that one. That's the same one. This one. I don't remember where I put stuff. That's my issue. If I paid more attention to where I put things and just remembered where they were so I could go back and get them, man, life would be so much easier. Especially working on this, where it's, you know... I mean, for the most part, I'm just repeating things I've already done. For the most part. And I'm gonna get this again. There's almost no trees towards that end. Maybe I want to put a big tree over there, like a broadleaf. Although we do have plenty of broadleaves on this block. Bullets over broadleaf. That's my new play. Not this guy. Not home tree over there. You know what? Let's just get one of these big birch trees. Big enough. put anything else in here, but this area is pretty much done. Yeah, actually, this is going to be all the driveways, so I should string power lines down it now. Telegraph 8-wire. The other thing I have been thinking of doing, / meaning to do, is actually put up, you know, lights, you know, street lights at night. Which is something that, you know, I hadn't really looked at the route at night until I was just hanging out with Weibold, and I decided to flip around Time. And it was like, wow, the town is dark as dicks. I'm gonna put up some street lights. Now, the issue is, I don't know a street light spline. I suppose I could look one up. But the thing that comes to mind first is not a street light spline. What comes to mind first is the individual lights that I've used all over the place. And that could get tricksy really quick. Just putting them all down. Maybe not even tricksy. Tricksy might not be the right word. The right word might actually be needlessly complicated or monotonous and boring and dumb. Yeah, those are the right words. Okay, though. So, this only has 2 houses in it, so I don't need to cross one there. This does need power. For real. Because I never connected power down here. That's for those 2 guys in the back. This has 1 house on it, so that's not an issue. This has 2, so that's not an issue. Although I do need to put power to this place down here. Oh, we're getting to the point where it's giving up on us with the spline points. It's done. It's tired of this crap. Oh, goodness sake. Oh, it tried to connect to the fence. I mean, at least Trains these days has the cognizance to realize that you can't connect power lines to the fence. God damn it. I'm not trying to connect the power lines to the fence right now. Cut it out. Alright, so this area has too many spline points. That's what I'm learning right now. The thing that I'm actually learning is that there's no such thing as too many spline points, and Tane needs to get over it. Okay, so what was the next thing? I did the scenery in this block here. I assume I have extra time so I can work on it more. So what I'll do is I'll get one of these trailers. That'll be the first thing. Get one of these trailers. Although if I had a flatbed version, that'd be good too. Mayflower trailer. Fruhauf. Yeah, this was a shipping and distribution warehouse. There should not be this many cars here. They're supposed to be in the shopping center here. Oh, you know what? That's what I can do with these couple of minutes. I can put cars in these driveways. And I should probably put all sorts of grass in the back here. All sorts. Like, all of it. Just for the sake of, you know, they're working on the construction zone. They don't have time to mow the lawn. You know, all this grass is gone. Come on, Tane. Get over it. This is a hell of an autosave. Okay, are we back? Are we back? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I can hear it again. Oh, we moved. We moved. Alright, we're back. Alright, we seem to be more or less still in time, so that's good. I'm going to park this like this. Actually, no, I'm going to park it sort of the other way. I do need cars, though. So, 195. There we go. Somebody's going to have an ice cream truck. This guy, no, not this guy. This guy owns an ice cream truck. Okay, never mind, it makes sound. Not gonna want to hear that all the time. I will murder somebody. It's like the church bells, they never stop ringing. This guy is sort of sitting in the ground, so we need to adjust that. That is the wrong tab, my friend. While I was working today, because I've got dual monitors up at work, which is super duper nice. Even with the nice rig that they gave me, AutoCAD barely runs, and I'm doing a lot of AutoCAD work, but 90% of it is waiting for AutoCAD to finish doing what you asked it to do, and move on to let you move on to the next operation. And meanwhile, I see a notification, hey, TBA streaming right now. So earlier today, I was in... Nope, not listen to that. Earlier today, I was in TBA's stream. Just hanging out. Listening to and watching him play Tane. I got some good ideas, admittedly. So, how about a 1948 Beetle for this guy? It needs to match his house, come on. Yeah, a gray one works. The gray goes with anything, you know? This guy backs in, apparently. Whatever, he's smart. It makes leaving in the morning easier. And I was thinking of putting up blue olds in this guy's driveway. Maybe this guy has 2 cars, actually. But I'm gonna leave this like it is. Hey, how come it's not moving? Alright. This guy is gonna get a old Savoy or whatever. I guess that's a color. Never heard of that color before. Nobody's gonna really analyze the height of these damn things. And if you are, screw you. Just kidding. I like the analysis that I have no doubt people are going to do on this route once it is, done. Or at least when this section is done. Because it's going to be an experiment in, okay, the comments are going to be filled with, hey, you should fix this, hey, you should change that, hey, this, that, and the other thing. And it's going to be me going, okay, I can do this, this, and this in the episode, Of course, just like I do now, I'll be dedicating half the episode, or not half, but a quarter of the episode to the comments, and if the comments are full of either A, ideas, which you guys know I love, even if I can't use them, I like hearing them. If they're filled with ideas or filled with, hey, so I was going through the map, I was driving through Olive, and I saw that such and such thing here was, too high, too low, there was a bump, there was a thing missing, I could see the edge of the map, or whatever. You should fix that. Or just in general, hey, I saw blah, blah, blah. And I'll go, okay. And that'll be, next on the list. Alright. Some of these guys don't need cars in their driveway. Okay. So, next up on the docket was to move back here and place down some nice houses. One of them is going to be one of these McMansions that I've been... The RS McMansion. This is one of the ones that I've been hiding in reserve for ages and ages. Some of these are going to be out by the seaside, but some of them are going to be right here, and they're going to have huge yards. Old railway tower. Okay. There were not as many as I thought. I thought there was going to be more variety in it. I'm going to put this guy... This guy's just going to... Oh, right. He's already facing the right way. I need a big house. I think I'm going to take one of the houses that I have over here Or, just copy one of it. This guy. Probably because I've been thinking of putting one of these in the woods for a while. And I like this house. And if we can find a sort of suitable replacement instead, so we have house 14 or 14-13 or 13, which, a lot of these are similar and some of them are really not. So I'm going to put this here, which this is across from the farm. It's going to connect to there. Yeah, no, not one of those. Although having a little bit of, almost an RV park. What the hell is this? Out here would be interesting. I do need something big. House Classic Revival. Oh crap. Where'd I get these? Because this one's not... is this the one that I'm using over there? Because if so, I need to replace it. I didn't even notice that this guy was not okay until just now. Okay. Is this you? Oh, it is. We need to replace this. The 3, 04, and 05 are out, but 2 and 1 are okay. I assume because 1 was okay, the other ones would be as well. And now it's just not loading them in. Alright, so we have to get rid of this. Come on, load them in. Oh, my game's like, Oh, we're getting houses. Okay, there's one. This is like the same one, but a slightly different color. And by slightly, I mean a completely different color, actually. Oh, and we've got this one, which... This is a more house in the woods kind of color, so we'll put it in the woods. It looks like I'm putting them kind of far back. But the fact of the matter is, halfway between... I assume the hedges would really just be something that's grown over time in areas that they're not actively trimming back. Was there another, bigger house construction? No. It was just this one. So that goes there. He's like a wannabe house in the woods kind of guy. Do we have somewhere to receive a message that says what? I don't know. Yeah. Tane is not having a good moment because I'm running out of RAM. This is not great. What else is consuming all of my RAM? I can probably guess, actually. Because the rest of it is Chrome. Literally the whole rest of it. So let me minimize this. House Cottage. House design. Let's see if any of these house designs are outlandishly large. These look like fairly reasonable houses, so I'm gonna go with no. I don't think I've seen... This one was kind of big. I mean, it's got 2 stories. The other ones definitely didn't. But I might put this one sort of along the roadside. Maybe over here. That looks about right. So he just snatched a small plot of land and put his house there. These guys, though, these guys look nice. Although, these guys go with the garages, don't they? But I do have to put one of these out here. It's a much more modern house than most of the other stuff that we have. It's symmetrical, like front to back. Okay, I saw stable. How about a carriage house? Carriage shed. No, not that kind of carriage. Okay, this is not what I wanted. Oh, I used that on a map a long, long time ago. What the hell is this? Okay, whatever. No, like carriage house. Let's just put a stable, because I saw a stable, and sort of call it a day. These are the kind of things where I won't do a road for them. I'll just build sort of an area. And then I'm going to surround them to hell and back with this forest, so... Let's increase the radius. Why? Why are you sunken into the ground? Why do you keep disappearing? Oh, there you go. That's better. I didn't even know you had stairs. Weird. Okay. The stable's supposed to be a carriage house. Or whatever, I'll just leave that as is. Stagecoach 2. Yeah, sure, we'll put a stagecoach here. Just for the sake of it. These guys don't have the giant house, but boy are they rich. Okay. This is like their servants' quarters, too. Staggered Junction. Oh, it's a road sign. Hold on. Okay. Okay, sure, whatever. Staple store with night mode. Star Brewery. I'll have to use that somewhere. Whoa. Okay, this is an asylum. That is what this is. Station Roosendahl. Whoa. Yeah, I guess what we're not using anywhere. Station basic, flexible long. Station and bricolage. Why am I going through all these stations? How about one of these station master's house sort of places? Yeah, you know what? That's legit. We're leaving this here. It's not an actual station master's house, but that'll do, pig. That'll do. Now, like I've said, we can't do most of what I need to do over here right now. It would either be incredibly tedious, so I really should do it off camera, or it's going to involve copy-pasting trees, or, actually, which is the most likely thing, it's going to be both. So, while I have done some of this stuff off camera, my kind of go-to these days should be to come work on this route when I have the opportunity. Because, A, that time really does dwindle away quickly, and B, it needs work. You know, it needs some effort put in by me to get it to a place, you know, ready for the next episode or the next episode or the next episode, you know? So we've almost hit, get rid of this for now, we've almost hit 40, well, we just crossed 45 minutes, or we're very close to it. Of course, Tane is currently in the middle of throwing a hissy fit. But we'll be moving out of the comments section soon. It's funny, this area, though, which is something I should probably talk about, because we're working on stuff, and I should be talking about stuff, is... Oh, look, Skype crashed. What a surprise. Alright, you know, I'm just going to close it to save the RAM. Nope, I don't care. Just crash. Just be gone for now. I normally don't do that. Skype stays open most of the time. Chrome is my biggest resource hog. As it always is. Let me get rid of that, though. There's one tab gone. So let's see what that did. It did not much. So, anyways. This area I want to do some stuff here. Like I want to put some gravel out front. That's too light. Yeah, that's fine. Reminds me of my cousin's house, the way it was set up in the woods there. You know, it needs to be at a place where there isn't so much of a hill. So, honestly, what I think I'm going to do is actually run the road this way. By this guy's cabin. Or maybe even make this one paved. You know, make this a secondary road. You know what? That's what I'll do. It's not a secondary road by the definition of what a secondary road is. But I can make it a sort of secondary road, which means attaching it like this, and I'll figure out what to do with intersections later. And I will not have intersections along this. I'll just string this road from one end to the other. It should not be going this far this way, though. That's kind of a no-no. It's getting close to these buildings. Oops. Keep in mind when you're going for something in a scene to not let, you know, distraction about what else is going on take you away from what you want out of that scene. You know, and this isn't a scene so much as it is just houses in the woods, but that's what I want. I want to have some houses that are in the woods, that are kind of in the middle of nowhere, that people, you know, the people that live here don't have to interact with anybody, or they just have a ton of land to themselves. So, with that in mind, actually, there probably won't be too many trees crowding around, but I am probably going to build the forest first and then clean it second. And this will be old some such road. Almost definitely. That's what it's going to be. Now, the thing is, we have to find an intersection that actually connects these two, and I am not sure such a thing exists. So, yarn T intersection for my road. No. Yarn T intersection L2. No. It needs to be one of these ones that mix. And I don't think there's one that mixes this sort of cross street with the other thing. Honestly, if Mason, if you're gonna make anything, I know you like making the roads, but if you could make these damn the bridge supports, we need to use those. If you could make damn intersections, that would be lovely. Like, really lovely. Whatever, I'll finagle my own in just a second. What I'm going to do is I need this. I need the half side. Oh, that was it right there. Half side. And so we're going to do something very similar to what we've been doing over there. It's going to be on the right. We're going to connect it like that. But then what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab this invisible road. Oh, you know what? I don't want the no traffic version. I just want the invisible road. High traffic, fast traffic. Visible road, slow traffic. Yep. Absolutely. They're taking a corner onto a major road. It's going to look janky, too. It's going to look real bad. But, all things considered, it's not going to be that terrible. And I just defeated the purpose of me building this road by accident. There we go. Let's move this out a little bit. Oh, and we're gonna slowly be sinking them to the ground, aren't we? Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing over here with the same invisible road, and we're gonna point traffic towards the city. Straighten that out. So that's what makes the most sense to me. And it is a straight line, so things are gonna look really weird. Oh, and cars are going this way now. That is not what I wanted. Really, guys? Hold on, wait. Oh, this will be... this. I wanted to turn that around, but it could turn into an infinite loop. Yeah, it would. Because cars would go down here, and then they'd go over here. And then they'd come down here, and then they would turn, and then they'd go down here. And then they would loop back around, and I don't want to create infinite loops on my maps. I did that by accident in Troy, where all the action was happening, and it sure as hell meant we got plenty of cars on camera, but that was not always a benefit. That was not always a good thing. Especially when it meant, oh, you know, A, there's no more traffic in the rest of the city because we've hit the maximum number of cars that are allowed at one time. And, you know, and they're all doing this one circle in Troy. And the other issue was, oh, look, they're just getting stuck at railroad crossings. Admittedly, I'm not sure if the loop actually included railroad crossings, so it may have actually helped. But needless to say, the amount of traffic in the city of Troy on the Iron Horseman route led to some frustrations while recording. Especially when you... oh, there's the path. Especially when you've got cars beeping in the back of the scene. Okay. You know, here's the thing, as well, about me finding that stupid path and everything else that I have to do in this damn game, that you guys watch me do and flail about like an idiot. A, I am an idiot, I know that. B, and more importantly, due to the fact, and this is a YouTuber thing, due to the fact that I am making the video, and you are watching the video, and I have to concentrate on a myriad of different things, especially talking. You guys honestly pay more attention to what I do than I do. At least in the situation where you guys are actually watching the video and it's not in the background or something. Which, I do that with almost every YouTube video I watch. I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like I have the attention span of a goldfish or something. Because it's, oh, put on a video, oh, I really want to watch this Let's Play. The Achievement Hunters are playing Prey or whatever. Which is what I've been watching. I've put them on the background at work. But even when I'm not at work, and I can lend, like, my full attention to whatever's going on, because obviously work comes first, and Let's Plays come a distant, like, fifth. The idea is that I'm not going to be actually watching the video when I'm watching the video, which, again, I'm not sure if that's just really stupid of me, or what. But I always put on a video, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the hell out of this, and I'm gonna love it, even when it's like a new Doctor Who episode, which I love Doctor Who, and I think this newest season so far is fantastic, and Peter Capaldi might be my favorite main Doctor since 9. You know, not including the War Doctor, who's really far up there for me. Frankly, I love him, and I was really devastated when John Hurt passed. But, anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I'll put it on, and then I'll watch like a few minutes, and then I'll go, oh, I wonder what's on Reddit. And so I'll click off of it and go to a different tab. And at work, I'll just put it on, and it'll be on the other monitor, because I've got 2 of them, like I said. But at the same time, that doesn't lend itself to much because I'll probably use that monitor for stuff as well. You know, the reason we have two monitors is because it's incredibly useful to us to have two monitors when we're doing the stuff we're doing, you know, moving stuff back and forth on spreadsheets, or back and forth on CAD drawings, or what have you. Having that extra space is super duper helpful. Okay, these guys are gonna have a garage. It's gonna be over there. Nobody back here has a paved driveway. I might narrow this down to like one tile width later, but for now it's gonna stay as is. This one will be one tile width, and we'll see how it comes out. Honestly, it just looks a little bit skimpy to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this a little bit, just to make it a little bit better getting down into this driveway. Okay, I cannot distinguish them from the background grid. That's not that helpful. Also, these guys are going to have their driveway connected to the back road, because it was less expensive to do that than deal with the city council and tearing out the curb and blah 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 blah. Just like this guy. You know, this guy, he full well knows he'd have to tear out the curb in order to connect to the main road, and that is, you know, just getting the permits to do that is more expensive than building the driveway the other way, and it's not that much of an inconvenience. Of course, when he has people over for parties, he has to give them a really weird address and a strange set of directions. It's like using a map to get to the house. It'll take you out to the front of the house if it gives you his mailing address, but he has to use, you know, old sod brick road or whatever. Sodbrook is the farmer's last name. I don't know. I don't think I got a straight answer on whether people wanted a siding here or not. I think I might just go for it and put some grain silos in. So, let's do that. No, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have the, although, maybe not grain silos. What actually might be warranted here is a cattle pen or something, you know, to load stock cars. Maybe those would be stacked up along here, and I know I've got an asset for that. Not sure if it's worth it, though. By the way, it's not going to be Sod... What did I say? Sod Creek or whatever? Sodbury? It's going to be Sodbury. Chipping Sodbury. That's the farmer's name. Call back to something that's quite dated now on this channel, I think. So we have a nice long siding there. Might actually need to be closer to the platform. And that is a fairly smooth transition. Like, the curve is a little bit wonky, but all things considered, I think it came out pretty well. My biggest gripe is that this can be a little bit farther from that. But now I think the curve looks worse. The biggest tell is going to be running over an engine, or, you know, with a train, and seeing if it shakes and rattles and rolls the wrong way. See, I feel well, I don't have to name signals, but... And so I've set those houses up. That probably took longer than it should to set houses up of all things, but I think that's worth it. I do want to get out, like, hold on, let's see, cow. Cow. Oh, we've got animated cows. Oh, yeah, Commander. hopefully they're like speed cows and they change. Again, they're animated though, so. White cow. And then this ought to be a brown cow. Yeah, it is. So, mother, father, son. Got it. That's how evolution works, right? Or genetics. Or whatever. I know there's a wheat spline around. Alright, let's go get the comments, though. Great, I have to reopen the tab that I closed. It's not the tab that I closed, but I need to reopen a tab when I get, but there's so much trouble to close a tab, specifically, on purpose. Okay, so Olive Farms was the last episode. Oh, this is episode 13. I was one behind. If I ever open these before I start the video, then maybe, just maybe, I'll know what episode it is at the beginning. You'll notice that maybe, sometimes, or, oftentimes, I've just omitted entirely the mention of what episode number it is from my beginning of the episode spiel. The reason for that is, I have no idea what episode it is. 99% of the time. Maybe that's a little bit of a... Oh, whoops. Maybe it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but looking back on all the videos on this channel, I mean, there's a decent chance it's pretty close to 99% as to, did I know the episode number when I was recording the video? The answer is usually, with very few exceptions, no, I had no idea. You get used to it when you do the same thing. When you're getting into a rhythm and you're used to saying the episode number or whatever, or you have to post it recently, or if you just posted it before you came and made a new one, then you might see the episode number and remember. I might. Not you guys. You guys don't have to remember what episode it is. Although sometimes people calling me out is very helpful. Somebody just earlier today asked, hey, where's the Minecraft episode? And I went and realized, oh man, I didn't actually post it. Like, I've had it since Monday. I recorded it on Monday so it could get out on time. And then it totally slipped my mind. Okay, so anyway, sorry, we're in the comments now. Okay, so there are 5 comments. And one of them is from TBA, and this is the garden comment I was talking about. Let's figure out where it is. Let me get some, like, a wheat texture in here. You know what? I need, not come on. That's cabbage. Wheat field. Farmland, wheat, scrappy ground. Let's see. You know what? Let's make it face due south. Or no, actually, let's make it face due north. Oh, wait, no. Both of those are wrong. It needs to go this way. What's the scale? If I turn the scale up, right? That seems better. That's much, much, much too large. Okay. I need to get something kind of more low-key than this, though. I feel like this is a little bit much. So I've got Coldplay's Adventure of a Lifetime stuck way too deep in my head right now. I've listened to it multiple times today. I own it. It's on my iPod. But at the same time, it just won't leave my head. Okay, so this is exactly what I thought. This is the farm that I worked on that I put the benches in last week. Or not the farm. The backyard. These guys. No, these guys. And it's a little box, and I put some flowers and some benches. And I called it a day. And he says, there's not a, where are the benches? Well, the houses haven't loaded in yet. There we go. Said you didn't put a gate on the garden. So, I'll put it there. It's not a big issue. You called me out on it, so I've got to do it anyways. Another one right there. So it's just a little gate. It's not a wide one. So there you go. Gate to the garden. You don't have to hop the fence anymore. Bishkuit asks, have you ever watched Approach Medium on YouTube? He makes pretty awesome routes on Tane. No, I haven't, actually. In fact, to date, the only person I have watched make Trains routes, or Tane routes at least, because there was a time-lapse that I watched back in the day, which sort of got me on the time-lapse kick. The only one that I have watched make Trains routes, Tane routes, on YouTube so far is TBA. And that's just because he does the stream, and I happened to be around for that. And that was today. That was today. I have never watched. Okay, those are the other things. These are the free-range granola bars that we joke about. That's not wheat. I mean, it is, but it's not. Yeah, so it was only because of the stream today. And if it hadn't been for that, and just the way things were at work, I would not have even noticed. I would have been able to say, no, I've actually never watched, I've actually never watched another YouTuber play Tane. The reason I don't, by the way, is not because I don't like watching people play, or work especially, and double especially if I can give feedback like I was with TBA today. The issue is I just straight up don't have time most of the time, you know? And, I mean, A, I straight up don't have time. B, yeah, I really, really like to give feedback, and going back and rewatching somebody's stuff in the past and saying things there, you know, it really doesn't impact, it doesn't contribute as much. You can hardly see this wheat. What if I do corn? You know what, let's just do this first. Hold on, sorry. Thinking about wheat fields. Jader, help. So, yeah, no, I love to give the feedback, and I love to get feedback, so it goes both ways. But if I'm watching an older video, and, you know, there's really no point in me posting comment, I feel like, you know, why am I here? I like to get invested in the series that I watch. And that includes TBA's stream, because I want to play that route at some point. Like, it's on my list of routes that I want to play on. Which many, many routes that my friends are building are on that list. In no small part because for a good number of these, TBA's is not included in this actually, he's doing it on his own. I have designed the maps for, because I have sort of a thing, I don't know what to call it, where people come to me and they go, hey, so I wanna build a map in Trains, I wanna build a route in Trains with X, Y, and Z, and I go, okay. And I sort of let my imagination run wild a little bit, and I draw out a map in Paint.net, or whatever, and I give it to them, and it has railroads marked out, and, you know, specific landmarks, certain hills, certain valleys, oceans, rivers, towns, and how big they are. And oftentimes it'll have some history written with it as well. So, people tend to like that, and I've gotten into that, hey, I need a route, and even sometimes, inspiration will strike me, and I will have one ready, and somebody will say, hey, I need a route, and I'll say, hey, does this look good? And most of the time it'll be a sure, I'll work on that. The longest lived one, although I expect people to stick to their commitments, but the longest lived route so far might be the Equidneck Central, although unfortunately it is gone now. Or, well, the most recent version of it is gone. I've done it on, whatchamacallit before. I've done a route review on it before. And it's unfortunate that that route is no longer available in its present state. That was lost. And then I made a new route for Jader, which he is diligently working on, and he has gone totally overboard. and it's awesome, and I love it. You know, I love having this influence. But I more than that, just like, you know, I like to create these routes, and so it's fun. It's, you know, and it's even better to like see your. I'm just gonna throw down a bunch of cows here. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. Better idea. Pushpin method. Blue. No. She wants blue. Push pin blue. Alright, let's put a bunch of them by the barn here. And then a few of them over here, a little cluster there. A bunch of them that are just generally scattered between here and there. And yeah, a better barn should probably be had here. But, alas, this is what we got. They're animals, they'll survive. Okay, so now we've got to get rid of that. Happy now, TP? Bulk asset update replace. Take this and replace it with this. Cow 1. And then randomly rotate. Begin. Update in progress. So we're replacing things with cows. I'm not going to look away while it does this, but... Okay, so we'll hide that for a second. That doesn't seem that unreasonable. I do want to add some of these other guys, like 1 per bunch. 1, 2 over there, maybe. 1 over here. And then another one way in the corner. Looking towards the other cows. Looking in that general direction. Oh no, is their animations all synced up? Oh god. I want this to face this way. This one's going to face out this way. And I do want to put some of these as well. One of these there. None of them in the main group, but 1 over here, 1 over here, and another one way out here. There's got to be some nice tall grass in here. So, okay, next, go into this controversial ruler and type in pig. Do we have animated pigs? No. Wait, do we? Are these animated? No, they're not. But there's something. Oh, nice. Animal piggies. Oh, that's terrible. Remind me never to look at that again. Okay, next. Why not have a boardwalk off the beach at Olive? Okay. There we go. There's a good suggestion. Now, TBA also suggested to put some houses on Dick Island here. And the plan is to do that, and this place is gonna get some beach houses and what have you. These islands, I'm generally just probably gonna drop a few trees on, a few rocks on, and call it a day. They're not gonna be that detailed. They're little islands in the middle of the ocean. Like I said, I might extend this out a little bit for a shipping lane. Maybe even 2 tiles or something like that. But maybe have it swoop in here, or the ship comes in here and hits the side of the island while the captain's trying to show off his skills to, you know, get his dick wet with some tourist girl, and you know, sideswipes the island. The ship goes down, people die, captain bails off way too early. People yelling at him to get back in the ship. He pussies out, and he doesn't get any himself. That's how life works. Okay, oh, you know what? Let me put this guy down just to keep him there. And now I need push pin blue again. Push pin blue. Now, normally, under normal circumstances, boardwalk... Okay, here's the other thing. I actually need to weigh this idea now, because I didn't really think about that. Boardwalk, maybe, but a short one, like from here to here. just between this little village and like the rest of the stuff, because there isn't going to be that much there. This is not the kind of super built up area that would have a good reason for having a boardwalk. Oh, by the way, that was Southern Railroad 4501 and 630 Rock. But Gilson City will almost definitely have one. And actually, it will definitely have one. It's on the list. There's going to be plenty of oceanside attractions there. And that just on its own, that's going to be something. Having a boardwalk, and it's going to be an amusement park, although probably not part of the boardwalk, maybe part of the boardwalk, as well as plenty of things to do with the railroading around that area. In fact, maybe some, and this is something that I took from something that I've taken rather, now from the Union Freight Railroad. They did this. They had some industries that were out on a boardwalk, or at least on wooden piers, and they could not bring the engine out onto those wooden piers because it was too heavy. So they had a bunch, and I mean a handful of idler gons in between the engine and whatever they were shunting out there. So you basically just had a long, long poking stick to couple with things. So that might be an interesting thing to have to do. These pigs are going to be able to dive in this puddle of mud, pretty much. It's going to be muddy as dicks around here. Okay, so let's make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Now it's a little bit better. It's to make the pigs happy, Okay, now I want goat. Let's see, do we have goat or sheep? Goat. No. We have goalposts. How about sheep? No. Okay, well. Animal sheep flock. This is going to be garbage. Yeah, it's all sorts of garbage. Sheep marina. Oh, you know what? That's actually quite nice. And it has sounds. Okay, that's effing awesome and beautiful. Does it actually output sheep? Tell me it outputs sheep. Yes. Yes, it's a multiple industry that makes sheep. Guys, there's going to be a sheep industry here. Oh, do we have room for it, though? Because if we don't have room for it, I'm not going to do it. Oh, yes, we do. We barely have room for it. That's amazing. It's just the sheep, and this doesn't do anything. That's what it'll be. That down there will be basically abandoned, and we'll have a couple of grain silos that are abandoned as well. Is this broad gauge? Are you kidding me? So we're gonna have a sheep race here, and it's gonna be apparently bi-level stock cars, because look at that. You've got sheep on one level and sheep on the other. Sheep on both levels. You've got sheep above and sheep below. So unless you're dropping sheep on the other sheep, I feel like it's a bi-level thing. Alright, also, this lines up unbelievably perfectly with the fence. Oh, it's a little crooked. Oh well. Very, very close to perfectly with the fence. And, well, I'm just going to plug it in like that, and we are going to be producing some sheep. Aw, yeah. We need a blue pushpin to sheep, though. How far are we into this segment? Oh, we're 19 minutes in. There's what, 2 more comments? So, nope. Industry link. Push. Pin blue. Okay, like before, there's going to be a group scattered around here. The sheep give each other a little bit more space. And then they're sort of scattered off in this direction. There's some scattered around the barn. Some right by the fence. Some right over here. I know this is probably way too many, but I'm really just trying to populate this area. Right, and so we're going to bulk asset update replace that with hold on, we need to actually filter this again. Sheep merino, you begin. Okay, that was awful. Remind me never to do that again. So we've got sheep and pigs and cows. What more could a man need? On a farm, not much. We've got wheat too, so there's that. Oh, that's right, I want to put up some sort of derelict grain silos here. Okay. That's a little old. Or, sorry, it's a little bit too nice. MFA, MFW. My face when. And that doesn't make sense because then it would be in the way of the other thing. Grain Complex 3. See, this looks good, but not doing it. Grain Elevator. Grain Elevator Tower. I just need one. I just need one. And I need to look at, like, semi-abandoned. Okay, I'm really getting tired of the sheep. I need you to stop. Sheep, it's time to stop. Holy cow, that's enormous. Gravel clutter mesh. Oh, so this is the thing that Weibold used all over the freaking place on his route. Or on his section of the whatever. Alright, so there we go. We got some animals down. The farm is significantly better than it was when we started. Okay. Oh, and the other one's just an explanation of the thing. I understand, blah, 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 blah. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we all set with that. We all set with comments. What should I do with this ground? Like, I feel like this is not terrible. Although, let's see, because it might be just, like, really bright. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting, actually. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want that. How about... Well, you know, how about something else? What's the sort of not-so-green grass that we've got hanging around? Oh, it's this stuff. This is actually just, like, dirty grass, though. I don't know if this is right for the inside the farm. Oh, they're all going to come back and back. They're all going to do it at once. That was even better when I started moving and it gave it the little shift in the audio. The Doppler effect. Why don't the cows make sound? Maybe because the devs realized that would get crazy annoying really, really fast. And guess what? They were right. I'm gonna go stab some sheep. Alright, listen guys. Y'all need to shut up now, you hear? Or else you're first on the train. They know it won't save them anyways. Shut up! Give me that. Oh my god. That's what the title of this episode should be, like, sheep disaster, or just bah. Bah would work. Because it's gonna be in my dreams, god damn it. I'll admit though, the time does fly by when I'm working on this route. Stop. It's the worst part of it is it's not even a well done piece of audio. It's got the little tick at the beginning like somebody's turning on the mic. Or, you know, just that hiccup as the sound is coming in. It's the same one 3 times. Although I think they only have one sound actually. God damn, you can't even be like Minecraft and have more than one sound for your sheep. Oh, you know what would be awesome that I just thought of, and like Minecraft? Actually getting, like, a default background music in Surveyor. Like, you know, stuff you could turn off. But, you know, like the dun, 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 like the Minecraft music when you're wandering around. I'm not going to try and emulate it. Because I just heard something in the back of my mind that sounded like the Minecraft music. Obviously, I'm going crazy and hallucinating. Because of the sheep, probably, actually. But it just made me think about that. Oh, no, I want the dark grass. Y'all are getting shorn. Whether you like it or not. But again, I think that's just how it always is. Shut up. Okay. So let's fill in the rest of this area with grass in the last 3 minutes here. Of this section. We've got another half an hour to go. And that's not an issue at all. Not an issue at all. So, last half hour we're going to go place some more houses. Or at least we're going to do some stuff down at the village. Oh no, I said I'd work in the park. That's right. I was supposed to get a gazebo, wasn't I? Well, I never said I would get one. But I wanted one. That wasn't an obligation to you. That was an obligation to me. Me wanting a gazebo. Yup. Yeah, see, like they all unload. And then when they come back in... Okay. It's funnier when I cause it. When it just happens randomly and incessantly. Then it's a lot less funny. Okay. So we'll continue to brush this along here. We do kind of want just dirt in certain areas, you know, around, basically in the areas where the cows have congregated the most. And then out here. The biggest question is, should I do the really green grass here? And the answer is I don't really know, actually. What should I do for cows grazing on grass? No, that's not good. That's not good at all. Should I just use a normal green grass for this? I feel like it's too green. I feel like it's very lawny and not very, like, outside-y. I don't know, maybe it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. How about Alps grass? Does that look better? Because that's, like, really green. Actually, that does look better. It's a little bit green. You know, it's more green than yellow. But, you know, lawn grasses, you're just doing that. I feel like this would be almost too green for lawn grass. I don't know why I think it looks good, actually. You know, I'm having some, I'm second guessing myself a little bit here. If you guys have a better shade of grass that you think I should use, let me know. Ooh, uh-oh. Oh, auto save. Oh, that was quick that time. Didn't take 30 years. At least Tang got over its hissy fit. That's the thing, you know, if you're in one of these videos and it's like, is it gonna get better? I mean, probably gonna get better. Oops. Wrong thing. Wrong texture. See, the grass here doesn't look nearly as healthy as this. This is just super duper green. It's the only big patches of this kind of green that are going to be on the map. So, oh, you know what? I had a mud texture at one point, you know, previously, that I used to use all the friggin' time. If you guys remember, back to the Temeral's Veil and Anaconda, or even, you know, even to some extent after that. I think I used it in the Horseman a couple of times. But I should use that right around the lake there, or pond, or whatever it is. The puddle that these guys play in. And they keep the pigs happy. That way they'll be good to eat up the bodies for you, you know? Always be wary of a man who keeps a pig farm. There's a whole, like, other quote that goes with that about how to feed them to the pig and stuff like that. I'm not even entirely sure where it's from, but I'm sure some of you or somebody's going to get it. It's the kind of thing you see on Reddit every once in a while. It's some sort of copy pasta as well. But it's just a meme. It's an incredibly dank one. No, I don't know, actually. I don't really think so, actually. So, let's just finish up the texturing here. I don't know what to do about the mud. I'm not going to go looking for it right now. If I find it later, I might remember and come back. This is probably going to be the area with the best grass. Like, the most grass. Although, maybe some splotches of dirt here and there. You know, I mean, the cow pen will have more just overall. I'm sure there's some sort of math, like, if you have X of this animal, you need X feet of barn space, or whatever. You know, I'm sure there's some sort of regulations that are existent. But now we've got the farm. Farm looks good from space, and we'll be filling in this area off camera. This area here. Maybe we can do more with that, but we're going to the park. Okay, we've got Big Rock Park, or whatever the hell we're going to call it. And then we're going to throw a chain link fence up here at one end. Or no, you know what? Let's use the nice wall. Yeah, this right here. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know what the hell that was. No, wrong thing. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just thinking about where to put the fence, or where to put the wall. Grab that, you doofus. Was I talking to myself there? The world may never know. I'm not sure if I was, to be honest. So we've got a wall at one end of the park. And you know what, honestly? Let's wall the whole damn park in. Nothing better than a walled park. At least this side. The other side will get chain link fences and stuff. But this side gets walls. Also, to go back to Adventure of a Lifetime, if you guys have seen the music video for that, it's kind of weird. I don't get why they went with that and, I don't know, not literally anything else. But I don't want to spoil it. If you look up Coldplay Adventure of a Lifetime, I mean, honestly, you'll get a few minutes in, not a few minutes into it, the song's only a couple minutes long, but you'll get a very short amount of the full time into it, and understand exactly what I mean by weird. So, feel free, and if you want to listen to the whole song, it's right there, and you can listen to it. And disclaimer, I've not been paid by Coldplay or anybody like that to talk about this. Nobody pays me anyways. Okay. You know what? These lights, I think, are primarily, I almost said like primordially, they're primarily just stoplight lights. If they're not, oh well, you're SOL. The thing is kind of trapped inside the wall. But I'm going to push this wall right up to the thing, because in a park like this, you don't generally leave that much space. You know, that's just extra space that you have to groom, that you've got to make a second pass all the way around the outside for, which, that's just a pain. I did some community service cleaning up a park, and so the guy that I worked for was quite outspoken and talked about a lot of things. Anyways, we've got big rock park. And everything in here is going to be texture. So let's do asphalt A1 around the front of this. Oh, you know what? You know what isn't going to be textured? You know what else doesn't even suit? The actual path. So this is going to be asphalt here. But then... No, you know what? Let's just go this way with this. We're gonna have to put down some serious trees. I'm kind of treed out, if I'm completely honest, for today. So I don't know if I'm gonna have it in me to put up these trees. So I'm gonna move this to here. Okay, now I want that path. Where was it? Was... There it is. I knew I could find it. There we go. Gimme. Give. Oh, wrong thing. Give. Those are people that are walking circles around the rock, probably. And then there's people who sort of wander off into the woods here. This one goes kind of straight into the corner. Why? Because it can. This one just loops around. Yeah, we'll do this as well. I'm trying to think about it. Well, you know, how would people actually move about this park? This goes to... Whoops. No. Didn't mean to hold that. I wanted to actually move this line. That. And there. Now we can be a little bit more conscious when we're placing things. There's going to be plenty of tall grass and plenty of trees in this park. Like I talked about, it kind of treed out. Not sure if I feel like putting up the trees this week. Might do it next week, so I might just move on to the other half of the park for now. And next week will be spent placing trees in here, which will be fairly unarduous. And then placing buildings in some more blocks. Or actually doing some scenery in some more blocks, which they need it. You know they need it. Which, you know, if we look over everything, I wouldn't say we're getting close to the completion of Olive, but we're certainly getting somewhere. We've got to do these blocks, which these are fairly long. This one's by the sea. This one's fairly narrow. This one I'm probably going to split down the middle with a little road, and I might have something over here corresponding to the school. So we've got to do this, which I'll rate that as like a block and a half. 2.5 blocks. 3.5. 4.5, 5.5. 6. And then like 7 or 8 more blocks, which is going to take us a little bit of time, but we're going to reach the point where that's the only thing we'll be able to do, and ideally we'll sort of get ideas how to speed up the process. At least now, I know where most of my houses are going to come from. I feel like I have a grip on which buildings I should place, and how common they all are, and scrolling through stuff and saying, oh, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. I don't have to do so much looking anymore. Which, really is the thing that eats up the time, is the looking for the buildings, scrolling through lists and lists and lists. I'm just going to paint this all asphalt, and then do some grass around the edges. Alright, so there's that. Here's the other thing. So TBA on stream, he was listening to music, and I guess that's okay. I guess you can do that. I mean, I don't do that because I monetize my videos, etc. It's a whole rabbit hole to go down. You don't want to deal with it. Which was awesome, and like I was talking about getting the music in Surveyor before, that's, in a way, it's what I think of. Oh, we need a baseball diamond. Do we have one of those? Because I think I remember seeing one earlier and going, oh, we need one of those in this town. It's the 50s. Okay, we've got baseball players, baseball scoreboard. We've got a bascule lift bridge. Sweet. It's what I always wanted. Thanks, Ben Dorsey. Come on, we've got to have a baseball... miscellaneous baseball diamond. Aw, yeah, Commander. And it almost perfectly fits, too. It's a little bit small, maybe. But certainly nobody's playing Major League games here. Can you believe that? Can you even fathom that? All of our little town having a Major League Baseball team. Please, the only thing we've ever gotten recognized for is our, oceanside resorts. And even those aren't much to look at. They placed us in a list down to the bottom. It was in the magazine, though, so there is that. We made it. We weren't headlines, but we showed up, says one of the townspeople. Don't get me wrong. Our resorts and beach houses and beaches, they are wonderful, but they're no Major League sports team. Come on. It's what you might say, it's a whole different ballgame. Figure out what house that guy lives in and write a note saying it's time to stop with the puns. That was only one. Maybe I should give him a couple more. Okay, so we're going to use this. This is our designated embankment color. Oh, you know what? There is no texture called baseball. We have figured that out. I feel like we didn't have to look it up to figure it out, but we did that anyways, just in case. Alright, so we'll put a parking lot over here. I was gonna put tons of fence up here, but I'm not even sure if I want to now. Give me that. If we had like a, you know what's odd? This is, I was gonna say if we had like a dugout or something to put on the side, that'd be cool. But the next thing that came to my mind was, I look at these satellite images of these towns, these older style towns or whatever, and the sheer number of baseball fields is staggering. And then I'm on the ground and I don't find them very often, but I guess the reasoning is I don't go into parks that much. And when I do go into parks, I'm not looking to play baseball. I'm looking to walk around the track or whatever. So, I guess I'm just not looking in the right places. There are baseball fields literally everywhere. Because, that's America's sport. Or whatever. Honestly, for everything, for the way everything goes, it's really not. It's America's sport. If I were to pick one, it would probably be NFL football, gridiron football. And the reason for that is, A, it just seems so much more American, and B, I feel like Americans don't have the patience for baseball anymore. Myself included. Now, I know a lot of people that would get very upset with that comment, but I know many, many, many more people that would A, absolutely agree, or B, say something to the effect of, yeah, it's because football's better. The idea of, well, that's just the way it is. Baseball's America's sport, but football is way better to watch, etc., etc. People acknowledge that it's, at least in the eyes of the many, a far more entertaining sport than baseball. Baseball's fairly slow. However, baseball can be pretty riveting. I've been to a game at Fenway. It's been a really long time, but I've been to a game, and it was cool to be there. And frankly, I feel like that's something everyone should do. Everyone should go to a baseball game, even if you aren't the biggest baseball fan. We've got the farm team for the Sox here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, the Paw Sox, which they're currently at McCoy Stadium, named after the Starfleet Doctor. Just kidding. But they're at McCoy Stadium, which is the home of the longest game of baseball ever played, which was, I think, 32 innings? Something like that. Maybe it was only 23. But it was a huge number of innings. Up there in the 20s and 30s. And, I mean, currently there's a proposal on the table to move them this way or that way or wherever. But it doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. But that's a historic place now. That's where something very significant in the realm of baseball occurred, and I doubt many people, aside from people that are fairly, I want to say devout, but it's not the right word, but people that follow the sport consistently and persistently, baseball foamers, basically, know about that, and I only know about that not because I'm a baseball foamer, but just because I live in the area, and we used to go to games there at the Paw Sox, or at McCoy Stadium. Sorry, I already gave it the name. And so I have a little book that's the longest game, and it's the story of that game, and it's the major leagues are on strike, the minor leagues are in the spotlight. It was between, I think, the Sox and, the Rochester Red Wings. The Paw Sox and the Red Wings. My memory may be... No, that may not be right. But I'm pulling this from memory. It's not something I've looked up or read about in a number of years. At least, probably, But that's... it's America's Pasttime is what they call it in baseball. baseball, apple pie, and as they say, Chevrolet commercials. We all know that ain't right. I lost track of things. Yeah, I haven't looked it up in a long time, but that's pulling from memory. Yeah, it was, and it wasn't a high-scoring game either. It was a game where it was difficult for the teams to score, which is why it went on so long, because it was tied at 2-2 for ages and ages. If I recall correctly, it was tied 1-1 for a long time. They went into not overtime. They went into extra innings, and then the Red Wings got a point, and then the Sox got a point, because the Red Wings were... I'm just going to call them the Red Wings for now. I don't know if that's right. You guys can correct me if you feel like it. But yeah, the Red Wings, Chris, got up a point, and then the Paw Sox made up that point. So they got a point as well, and there was somebody who was on the team coming back to the dugout, and the team was obviously happy that they had scored and were able to continue, but at the same time they did not want to continue because it was a cold night, and they were like burning bats, and the concession stands were out of food and stuff like that. It was an incredibly long game, and it impresses me that anybody actually stuck it out. And also when the game was finally put on hold because there was no the problem was there was no official rule in the rule book that said, hey, you have to hold a minor league game after this many innings. It just wasn't a rule that existed. You know what? I'm using the wrong one. Where's the big one? Give me the big one. There we go. I should have memorized which one that is by now, but I haven't. And so eventually they just called it for the sake of everything, and they gave it they postponed it to a different date. And when they finally came back on that date, it was like 2 innings, and then it was over. The Paw Sox got a home run. Not sure if it was a walk-off home run or sorry, it was a walk-off because that ended the game. Since they were the home team, they are on offense last. For anybody in the audience that doesn't know baseball, I don't really know why I'm explaining, but since they were the home team, they got to be on offense last, and so when they scored a point, which meant that they were up 1 point, when the inning ended, they would no longer be tied, and thus, whoops, I just deleted 3 things that were the wrong thing. There we go. They would no longer be tied, and thus the Pawtucket Red Sox, or the Paw Sox, walked away with that title of the winners of the longest baseball game ever played. And I believe that record still stands, because I bet you there are rules in the book now that said you can't carry it on past X number of innings, or at least past X time of the night. That was the big thing. It was a game that had already been late. It had suffered like 2 rain delays or something like that. I might be making that up as well. I'm just, again, pulling from memory completely here. And so it had started late and then continued, on and on and on and on into the night until it was in the wee hours of the morning, and they finally called it and said, listen, we're going to finish this another time. Which was horribly anticlimactic. Imagine if that, they had gone back to finish it another time and it just kept going. It kept going. It never stopped. It would be the baseball game that, never ended or whatever. Obviously, they'd have to call at some point and call it a tie, but that didn't happen. We made the park. We don't have trees in the park yet, but I'll do the trees at some point. That is not right now. We've got 7 minutes left, and I'm not sure what I want to do for this 7 minutes. I think I'll just put down green grass down under here. Long grass. I just don't want to place anything right now. I don't know why. I'm placed out. It's such an odd thing to have happen. But we're going to be filling this in next time now that we've painted it green. And, oh, you know what? We had cottages. That's right. We had a thing called cottage. I guess I'm going to be placing things. Cottage. Oh, that's a little bit bigger than I thought. What about DS Cottage? Okay, those are not like beach cottages. I don't want anything made of stone. Stop giving me things that are made of stone. Cottage Railway 01. Oh. Okay, these are nicer. Maybe a little bit too nice for a beach house. But these are pretty nice. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one sort of on the road here. And just do that. Stone. I don't want stone. I don't want stone things. I just want wooden stuff. Oh, this has a garage as well. Yeah, that's no beach house. That's for sure. I may go buy some cottage, or not buy some cottages. Download some cottages. Modular cottage. No thanks. Railway cottage. Ruined cottage. Okay. Ruined cottage. All booty. Bare whitewashed stone. Tewkesbury. Thatched. Cottage double. A Victorian semi-detached. What if I just type in beach? Beach. Beach Girl 2. Beach Street Cafe. Beach Facility Block. You know what? We'll put this down somewhere. You know what? This is not Beach Street. Beach Street's over here. You know why? Because that's what it is now. Because I said so. That's not a good reason. It goes to the place with the beaches. Are you really gonna, get about that? Rowboat beached. Sure. KB Beach Wave. Oh boy, no thanks. JP Beach House 1. Is this? Oh, it's Eric. Thank you. I will have to look these up and get more of these. Actually, Gibraltar Beach Grill. Gibraltar. Okay, now it's a little bit too modern. What is Beach Girl? Oh god, it's one of these. I should have seen it in this. Honey, you're so thin, you need to eat. Okay. Clear. What is this? Huh. I should put this somewhere. This is old enough. Let's put this over... You know what? Let's put this over here. Here's the other thing that I wanted to do, that I've been thinking about for a while. So I guess I've broken my curse of not wanting to put things like... Maybe I just don't want to put down, aging coal boiler. Oh, okay, we can use this somewhere. There. What I want is actually just a pile of coal. Coal pile. You know what? Oh, nope, that's way too big. Never mind. Coal spill? No, I actually just want to put this all over the place down here. Although it's a little bit not quite right. I need something slightly different. Coal pile. This might be what I'm looking for. Coal pile 1. Is this the flatter one? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we're going to put this and slightly differentiate it between some of these, and some of the other ones we're going to lower it a little bit. In fact, I'm going to put it in all of them. At least, you know, the ones down here that matter. And we're going to rotate it and put it into... Oh, crap. I've got too much crap to do anyways. Oh, no! And it's auto-saving. Okay, that didn't take long. Oh, crap. Didn't want to do that. Alright. Okay, so that is a little closer to what I wanted to do, although I think it needs more work. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in next week. Trainman out.